I know it's better to watch me and my boy. But look, I know most people are not going to be too in tune anyways. So I'm just going. This is the gym belt I've been using. And what's good about it is when he kind of gets a little extra energy and he wants to pull, everything kind of goes to like the belt. It's not really pulling me. If anything, it helps me move a little more quicker without being dragged or pulled or anything. So that's a big reason why I like it personally. I would actually like to make some type of pockets or something. So something that could hold bags on the side. Wait, let me flip this around. My camera keeps saying something. So I would like to just put my bags on the side, or like get a cup holder or something, or something that can swing from both sides, like so I can put his leash on it, and instead of being on this side I can go swing it to this side, because one of my things is trying to get him to stay on the sidewalk that's touching the street. So sometimes he wants to start going on the other grasses, like where the houses are and stuff like that. So I'm kind of working on how I would, if I was gonna like change this and make something else with the belts, like how would I adjust it? And that's pretty much what I'm trying to figure out. If I was gonna actually put money into something, make a walking kind of belt, make it everything easier for people to walk their dogs, like how would I go about it? Because I was always told, man, there's just money in animals and kids, and which is crazy because I actually feel like you should actually have love in that department. Like, if you're gonna do something for kids, you should love kids, you should love animals. And I feel like that's how I got introduced into certain things. Like, I want to see how we can help protect kids more in everyday neighborhood. Like, I want to start making a neighborhood watch for my neighborhood that I'm in Chicago, so we could try to be a little more like on top of things, because we already know a lot of people, people will call the cops and they're gonna take an hour to come. So that's why I want to put a neighborhood watch team together in my actual community. But until then, I got my boy out here with me, walking, got my gym belt on, and that's what makes everything a lot easier just to walk. When I run with him, he actually pulls me, so I'm moving faster. It's kind of like a treadmill, which is pretty interesting, because when I'm getting tired, when I feel like I can't take that little bit extra of a run, my boy is pulling me, and that's how I feel like I get those last little run in, that last couple blocks in, that I'm really tired. I'm not really getting the energy to do it. My 11-year-old Pitty Lab, he always ready for a run, a jog or something. But when you actually hold the leash, that shit hurt. You're being dragged and shit. So that's why I started using my gym belt, and it really just makes everything a lot easier. And if this, okay, I'll say there's comments, I'm not seeing anything, but hopefully there just isn't. I sorry, my bad. We were running before this a little bit. I got tired for a second, but man, can you all believe he's 11 years old, just running and shit? But going back to it though, so in March there was this walking for cancer. So a mile a day, I would go out here, I'd walk him, and that was just supposed to help just acknowledge a little bit what's going on with Cancer Society. And I think the biggest thing was because you just kind of hashtag them and that, because a lot of these foundations, I feel like they get swept under the rug because there's just so many of them. Because it kind of helps to bring special attention to certain ones at certain times, because you can't always support and give all your money to every organization out there. So I try to jump and help with certain things kind of when I can. And that's completely off from the whole recovery journey I was going to talk about. But I don't know, every time I walk my boy, I feel like just more so enjoying the outside a little bit, get a little bit of a jog in, get my steps in. And I'll just be thinking about shit, like, how can I make this an actual thing? This is a belt, a gym belt. It's not designed to walk a dog. You don't want to put a leash around it and do this. But obviously it's so simple enough, you could do it. So why can't we change it and make it into something that's actually meant to do this? And I've seen people with those little thin ropes that they got around them, and they walk like they're Chihuahua. Like that's cool and all because you can still be hands free. But like, what about for the people that are might get pulled by their dog or by their dogs that really need the extra hands or want to have a cup holder, want that little fancy, that white people shit, that bougie stuff, you know? Like we in Chicago, you might need a gun holder or something like that. You know, Cali, they might need like a latte holder. So it all depends on where you're from, right? Sometimes I forget to even breathe when I talk. But yeah, I'm just gonna get into the recovery journey because I wasn't really sure what to talk about. Well, at first, I think I went on like a whole thing talking about my dog and how to make this belt. So, well, I try to just plant the seed for people when I talk about recovery, you know, because I try to let people know like there's other options out there. Like I didn't even know MAT was a thing. That's so it's like, you know, maintenance assisted treatment. So that's Suboxone, methadone, Subutex, I believe, and some other stuff like that, which I haven't used everything, so I don't know the fundamentals of everything. And I'm not a big person like, oh, you have to jump on them or stuff, and I don't like that. I feel like a lot of organizations like really try pushing it on you. Hopefully y'all can hear me good, because I have a headphone in, but I don't even know if it's connected right now. But so it's like, I like that these places like try helping you, like I had help. But I feel like then you be talking to them like, hey, like, when do I start getting off this? And they're like, get off this. And it's like, whoa, bro, like, you were trying to like stick me on this shit forever? Like, are you my plug? Like, that's the only thing that kind of blew me. And I feel like with a lot of people with this, kind of like they try to get you on this shit forever. I think it's awesome. Hey, look, it's all about living. Hey, what's up, y'all? A bunch of comments I feel like either came in at once or everybody just commented at once. So I wasn't seeing any messages, anybody said anything. I mean, anybody here like on their recovery journey, or just rather just see me walk my dog or talk about something else? But I be forgetting to breathe sometimes. So look, I think the biggest thing is hindsight's 2020. You don't know what you don't know. Those are always my two biggest things. Like in life, anytime like feel like I've had goals and set it up, is all based on what I know. So when I get new information, that I'll start changing and be like, oh, okay, well now I know better, or not even knowing better, I know a different route that can be taken. So at least I can weigh out my options. I feel like so many times in life, like we don't really see a path in front of us. It's very foggy. We don't even know if we're gonna walk down a path, walk in the mud, walk off a cliff, and you just kind of go with it because you're trying to get anywhere but the place you were at. And like I can understand that because like this, I'm working nights right now, and that's different for me. So a lot of like, I've been changing my life because I've dedicated a year that I'm gonna really just try building myself up, getting everything together. I'm gonna focus on my recovery journey, and I'm already 13 months into after I've done Fetty. So like, why am I starting 13 months later? You know, why didn't I start month 2 or month 3? It's because like I didn't fully understand how to even do it. So it's like as I'm kind of going and doing things, do it and everything. And I got my boys using the bathroom. Y'all got to give me a second and put this in my pocket so I can clean up his mess. See, I'm a good owner. I always be cleaning up after my dog. It's honestly like the least you could do is take care of your dog, clean up after them. You know, be a decent member of society. Not that you got to be this college student doing all this shit, but it just being a decent person to other people, man. It can go a long way. My bad. I had to get the gold. Speaking of which, I actually started a dog poop scoop company, and that's one of the reasons why I started doing nights, because I'm like, hey, you know what? If I really want to put my dreams together, like I gotta actually make sure I'm working on them, because you know, it's easy to like, hey, I'm gonna make a Facebook page and start this business, and I'm gonna ask all my friends and family to follow and give me work. But like, once you lose that opportunity, once no one's hitting you up, once you make it, like, then what are you gonna do? Like, you actually need something like sustainable. So that's why you try to actually put in like, well, hey, what prices will work? What area do I want to work in? How am I going to get to my appointments? So all things to kind of think about. I mean, I always encourage people to start any type of their own business. And I don't mean it in a way like you want to be this millionaire entrepreneur type of shit. It's just do something constructive with yourself, because you're going to learn. Like my son, he's 14, he's about to graduate 8th grade, and he's been getting into hair a lot. So he wants to cut hair and stuff. And that's probably not going to be his end all be all, but it's a skill to learn. Shit, that's how he can make a little extra money in high school. He can bring that to college. And then shit, after high school, that's damn near 4 years under his belt. So now he got 4 years of cutting hair, and he graduated high school. You know, that's my point. But he's more into like retail. So if I have any like younger people out there, not even retail, what's that? I forgot what it's called, but a lot of people out there doing it now, where they resale. Resale is what it's called. So he'll get a bunch of like vape and stuff like that. He'll have people that will buy like essentials and he'll resell them. And being me, I'm always like looking at all the clothes. I'm looking at the tags. I'm like, man, this shit legit. Sometimes it's not, but at least he knows. Like, at least he's like, I don't know. Like, he's like, hey, that's not legit. Like, this is legit. So, I mean, I admire that people just even know what they have. I feel like back in the day, you never knew what was legit or not. People would open up like a bag of something and you just assume everything's fake as hell. But I give credit just because he's out there trying to actually do something. And I feel like that's just amazing. Because when I was 14, like, I wish I was trying to make money moves and stuff like that. I didn't even understand how to fucking talk to an adult. Like, I would go to the mall, I would do applications and shit like that. My boy that was a couple years older than me, he'd be doing it. Shit, we wouldn't even get one call. We probably shouldn't have got a call, but I mean, I was still a decent person, but I just didn't know the half of it. And sometimes I'd apply to places like an hour away, just because anytime someone's like, oh, we're gonna apply for a job, I would just do it. But I feel like, man, like, I should have more strategy. Like, I should have applied to everything within a certain range of my house, or I should have been like, hey, what can I do for people that I don't gotta work for a company that I could do on the side? Like, shit, cutting grass, cutting hair, walking dogs, picking up dog shit. Like, there's all the things you can do. And I'm not saying like everybody, hey, take your money, go get an LLC, get an EIN number, open up a bank account, you know, do this, do that, now you're gonna have all this bread and shit. Like, no, but it's also like just doing something with your time, because you might start 5 businesses before you actually start one that's even somewhat decent. So it's also about just gaining that experience. And I feel like that's one of the things that people don't understand the most. And even with me, like, it's disheartening when you actually make something, you try doing something, and you'll get credit for anything you do. It doesn't go anywhere, and you're like, man, like, I was doing decent prices, I really tried, I really cared. But it's because you're just not getting out there. I think that's one of the things too. Like, as you making businesses, as you talking to people, you're gonna be meeting more people, and I feel like you gotta pass out your card, you gotta talk to them, you gotta get yourself out there. So that's what kind of happens, I feel like, with time as well. You kind of just keep meeting more and more people, and you kind of add them all to your contacts. Because a lot of the times it's just not cut and dry. You're just not going to start it. Everything's going to go exactly your way. But it could. That's the thing. Like, don't say it won't, because I'm definitely not saying it can't happen. Just, you know, it's like you don't want to expect it. It's one of those things, man. You hope for the best, expect the worst type of thing. But ultimately, man, you just don't give up. Because consistency is key. It's that repetition. It's that everyday doing it, not giving up. It doesn't matter how tired you are. Shit, if anything, the days you really don't want to do something, the days that you're like, man, like, I think I just got to call it good today. Those are the days that are making you the winner you are, that making you the person you are. Because it's not about doing stuff when you want to do it. It's about getting up and doing it when you don't want to do it. Shit, I can go to the gym, I can clean the house, I could do almost anything I want on a day that I want to do it. Best believe. I'll pick up a couch one day. But then I'm not going to be feeling like doing that every day, though. So that's the thing, is you got to make a goal and have some strategy for stuff that you can actually do every day that you wear, that you want to do every day, that you're willing to do every day. You know, even if you don't really necessarily want to, but you know it's building a better you, and you know overall that it is worth it. This is my blood vein. I think we're gonna call it good soon and head back in the house. Super off track, but it's okay. People kind of go on and off anyway, so that's why I feel like my ADHD kicks in and it goes back and forth. But I'm gonna just show my dog for a bit, and I'll just keep talking from there. I'll talk about recovery unless someone says something else. So, but man, I'm about 13 months off fentanyl right now, and I think the biggest thing is about just positively trying to do things with yourself, doing stuff with your time. Don't have too much dead time. It's, you know, I'm working nights. During the day, I work with my fiance at her cleaning business, where she has work because it's not always as consistent. I like to say it always is, but it's not. I have a poop scoop business. I have 2 scoops I got to do today, and then I got my night shift today. But that's what I'm going to do, because not every day is like that. Plus, if I'm charging everybody $100 a month and I'm coming out weekly, you know, man, if I get 50 people, that's $5,000. And I understand that's damn near 50 people a week. But shit, you do 10 a day, simple enough. Do 20 some days. Shit, you have 2 half work days and you good. And then that's 5 G's. And obviously it's always easier said than done. I never try to say stuff in a way like, I am doing this and this is awesome and you should be doing it too. If you're not, you're a loser. Because that's some bullshit. I think it's all just love out there, man. And everybody, a lot of people out there really are trying. They just don't know what to do. And I've been like that so many times in life, and I'm still like that in a lot of times in life. So that's why we do the best thing we can, man. But that's also why I feel like educating yourself is so important, because so many times it's like I don't know something, but then I'll read something or I'll watch a video or I'll talk to somebody about it and ask them, like, hey, you seem knowledgeable. And sometimes people say shit that just really open up your eyes. I don't keep showing my belt, by the way. And sometimes you have conversations with people and you just like, damn, like you could have possibly changed the trajectory of my whole life right now and you don't even know it. Like, I've even passed my life insurance exam, so I could sell life insurance in Illinois. Then I think I've paid so I can sell in Virginia and Texas as well. And eventually I'm going to do everywhere, you know, I'm going to get all the states. But it was hard to do it at first. You know, I didn't give up, but at the same time, I haven't found a place that really worked for me yet. So I haven't given up on it, but at the same time, I'm not waiting around acting like I'm making all this money off life insurance. Yeah, I might make a couple of sales, and that's really not working like steady with me, but I'm not gonna front and be like, oh, it's all this and that, because I don't want people to come and work with me on like false things that I said. I feel like that's kind of fucked up, because people have families and shit too, you know, and you're gonna preach like you're doing things when you're really not. So I like to at least be open with people, because the truth is, man, anybody can make like 100,000, 200,000, but it's anybody, but it doesn't mean it's easy, because I'm not doing that shit. Like, you know, like everything's easy to say. You'd be like, oh, you can make it be $1 million, millionaire and shit. And it's like, yeah, someone could, but a lot of shit you don't know is what's stopping you. And also, I'm gonna say this because I know so many people that are kind of plateauing. They might make decent money. They could be at that 75, 80, 100,000, 120, 150, you know, kind of range. But I feel like they just be in like a negative ditch of like, nothing good ever happens to me. Like, I gotta work so hard for everything. Like, there's no opportunity that comes my way. Like, I personally think you're just not seeing the opportunity that's coming your way. Like, you don't know it's an opportunity, because that's how I am. Like, when I say like the serenity prayer, I'm also kind of, I feel like, thinking about what I just said, like afterwards. It's the opportunity. Like please, if give me an opportunity, but also show me it's an opportunity if I'm dumb enough to not realize it is myself. Because I feel like so many of us said hi. What's up, y'all? So when you guys say hi, let me know where you coming in from, where you tapping in from. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. So whether you're in the States or you're not, Let me know where you are from. Let's add a little more conversation in it. Much love. I appreciate all the highs, but add where you're from if you want anything more specific. Tell me about shit. Tell me about where you guys are from, or ask a question or something if you would like. I appreciate the high. I just don't know where to go off of it. Got my champion hat. All right, I'm gonna start walking back with my boy. But I've been going all back and forth on everything. So my biggest thing, man, is you want to make sure that your eyes are open to see an opportunity in front of you in the first place. And I feel like a lot of people that are in a negative mind setting, like all things would never happen to me, I feel like they just don't see that stuff a little more. Try to show you my dog. Honestly though, if you guys, I don't know about y'all, but I bought this gym belt like 15 years ago, and I think I've used it once in the gym, and I've used it like 30 times walking my dog. Like that just shows how much more, it's just how much it works better. Like I'm telling you, I don't think I ever go back to walking my dog with my hands, just because free hands. And then also for extra support, I can hold on to the leash. Like when he starts being all stagnant, walking all over the place, I get to hold on to it. It's wrapped around me so he can't run off. But man, y'all should tell me what y'all doing. Any of y'all in your gym journey or your recovery journey, just trying to start a business, anything? I know right now it was just one person. Originally when I was looking, it said like 6 people, but it's been going back and forth. So, hey man, if anybody's in recovery or getting into the gym more, just loves animals, I love hearing from y'all as well. Personally, man, I would love if I ever did any type of a non-for-profit, it would definitely be for animals. So I have a kid one I would like to do too, but it'd be for animals. But I think the ideal would be like free to cheap medical care for animals. Like I don't understand how they charge so much for animal to go to the vet. Like my boy has not been working in like the oil fields and shit like that his whole life. Dude doesn't have a pension or anything. Like how is he supposed to pay $10,000 for shit? I mean, he doesn't have anything going on. I'm just saying, how is he supposed to pay $1,000? Now, obviously, I'm supposed to pay, not him, but this is my point. But what if he was a dog on the street? Then what? Like, how is he supposed to get any help? So what if I found him? What if I found 4 dogs on the street? Like, how do I get them the help they need when you're looking at $1,000 a dog, $2,000 a dog for them to get the type of help that they need? So that, that's my thing. I think it's kind of messed up how the whole system is like with animals, and just how expensive it is to even just try to take your animal to the vet. I personally, I feel like if humans don't have free health care, animals should. Like animals, kids, maybe pregnant people, I don't know, people on their deathbed. I feel like certain things like that, certain people I feel like should, and certain animals. Because I don't see him pulling into his wallet and writing a check. Hey, we're gonna cross, boy. But this is Bane, B-A-N-E, the Batman villain. Very much love to my boy. Dude, he's 11 years old and he's still like a baby. Just full of energy. Sometimes, man, he got too much energy for me, but you know what, man? I know the day that he doesn't have the energy and that spunk in him, I'm gonna cry. Because I'm gonna be like, man, my boy getting old. So, I just try to embrace and love everything. And you know what, man? The biggest thing, even though there's certain things I don't like about the place that I live right now, because we just recently moved. They're just really not on top of a lot of shit. I thought they would be more on top of things and stuff. So it's a little disheartening. But I really appreciate, man, we got to keep the family together. All my kids got their own room. That's 4 kids and an adult, 2 adults. So that means a lot for every kid to have their own room. Plus I got 3 cats and a dog. So just to be able to keep the family together when we moved does mean a lot to me. because so many people are forced to get rid of their animals when they move, and honestly, man, it breaks my heart. Like, I'm just so against like how like a lot of landlords are about like anti-animals. And it's like I kind of understand it when somebody doesn't have an animal and they're like ask the landlord like, hey, can I get a cat or get a dog? And they're like, ooh, like, do you really want to do that? Like, I can get that, but when you already have animals and they're like, well, can you get rid of your animals? And it's like, hell no, I can't get rid of my animals. Like, what the fuck are you even saying? Like, can you get rid of your policy that you're not allowing animals? Like, that sounds like that makes a little more sense. Yeah, but yeah, we paid about $1,000 pet fee for all of our animals, and it's a lot, but it's not a monthly fee. So I feel like a lot of people, a lot of landlords, like, they want to really bank off you. Like, and I get that, I get it's a business, but I just feel like I personally wouldn't buy a house, be a landlord, and only make $100, $200 a month, and then complain about everything. Because I just feel like that just doesn't sound worth it. It doesn't sound like there's enough money involved. Now, if I could be $100, $200 a month, and then I could put some people up in the crib that I trust, and they understand the situation. Like, hey, y'all gonna live here for a year or two. You know, maybe fix up the crib. I'm gonna give you guys the cheapest rent that I can, and just try to keep fixing it up for me and keep it good. Like, I feel like that almost makes a little more like sense. Like, kind of run a deal with someone, have them keep up with the place, do the maintenance, and now I'm trying to get that value up higher. So maybe the rental property, instead of, you know, for example, like 2,100, maybe you could turn it to 2,500, 2,300. But maybe you got to do the floors. You have to get some new appliances in there. And I just feel like so many people, they buy properties and then they can't afford it. Like, they got you moving in, the place is dirty. Like, they're talking about, oh yeah, we want to redo the bathroom. It's like completely unmixed match, but then they talk about it's expensive and they go back on not wanting to do it. Then you find out some outlets don't work and stuff. And it's like, I got a lot of respect, I feel like, for cool landlords that really try working with you, especially private landlords, the ones that aren't like so crazy about no animals, $700 credit score, you got to make 4 times the rent. Because that shit's wild. When they say you got to make 3 times the rent, and your rent is $2,000, so you telling me I got to make $6,000 a month? Like, where the fuck would I live at your rental property if I can make $6,000 a month? And it's like, I get it, because I would love that shit too. If I'm a landlord, I want my tenants to have a lot of money. But at the same time, I've seen people, like, I feel I've seen so many situations that it's expensive, and it's 2, 3, 4 people it takes to afford where they're living. And the next thing you know, people get mad at each other. They don't want to live with each other anymore. People break up. They get divorced. So now one person cannot afford the rent anymore. You know, sometimes if it's 2, 3, 4 people living in a place, like, they need every single one of them people to be putting money into the rent, or they're broke, or they can't afford their rent. So I just feel like, kind of like, what's the point of that? Like, I feel like, yeah, you landlord, you're making money off of it, but then as soon as they can't afford to pay the rents, like, you wouldn't be looking for a new tenant. Or what if they know how to play you? What if you live in a blue state? Because you might have a couple months where they're not paying shit and they're up in that place and you're trying to evict them. And I feel like landlords don't always understand that. They do these high-ass rents, but they don't understand how hard the eviction process is. And look, I'm not for people like squatters and stuff like that staying up in places, like, at all. But it's kind of like, when somebody is paying rent on a place, maybe they got kids, maybe they got a certain family, and then something happens and then they can't afford it and the landlord won't try working with them at all, and they're like, no, pay what you owe and then get out. I don't want to deal with it anymore. And they're like, well, I can't pay what I owe. I can't even afford to leave. Like, now that person's about to stay in your place and they're not paying shit. In my opinion, you put yourself in a worse situation as a landlord. I feel like that's how a lot of them is. They try to play this hardball with you, and I feel like sometimes situations like that happen, and I'm not for that. I'm not for, people trying to live rent free, and landlord now having to pay for 2 properties and stuff like that. But I just feel like those are things that, man, landlords got to think about in the first place. Like, if I if I was a landlord, I feel like I would cater more to the people like that have money and that have animals, that have kids. Like I would have like it's more like tile kind of floors. I would have decent floors that maybe if the cat fucking pees on and you wipe it off a minute later, it's not going to be the worst situation. Like I've seen so many places that got bogus floors, that have old appliances, but then they say no animals. So you want me to live in this dull ass house that isn't even up to date, but I can't bring my family members, you know? That's only, and like right now it's bad, especially in Chicago. I imagine it's bad in New York and a lot of other places right now. A lot of people have a problem with housing. I mean, I actually think it's a buyer's market right now, which is kind of interesting. You know, you would think if everybody's looking for places, it'd be more like a seller's market, but I think it's because so much opportunity is out there, and some houses are just not as expensive as they kind of were for a while, which I'm not saying for your area, I don't know. But I've been noticing a lot of people trying to sell houses and sell businesses, I feel like, recently. Which kind of makes sense. Like, I feel like a lot of people are moving right now. Like, I moved. But, yeah, now since I moved, though, we live in an apartment. And we do have backyard grass. Like, you could go in the grass. I just kind of take the time. Because he's older. Like, I feel like I should be walking him more, giving him better food, more treats, some more love. Like, my boy's 11, still kicking. My bad if y'all can hear me. Accidentally closed it out, but now I don't know why I can't see anything. All right, hopefully y'all can still hear me. I think I lost the video when I accidentally logged out of it. So my bad. I think I just end this for now. Much love, I appreciate anybody that checked out this video, and I would like to do more, obviously more organized. I feel like I'm a little all over the place. I got ADHD and shit, and sometimes it's just hard to stay on top of everything, especially when I'm just kind of free talking. But y'all have a great rest of your day. I don't know why I can't get the video picture here, so I'm just gonna let it go from here, man. Peace and love from Chicago. Let me know where y'all tapping in from. If you want to see recovery or anything else, man, let me know. Much love. Peace.